Hey.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, my name is Andy White, and I am considering a run for Connecticut State Treasurer in 2010. All of you should hopefully have a couple of slides. I'll be making indirect commentary towards the slides as I speak in the next couple of minutes. But what I really want to get across is that I come tonight to speak with you about economic reality. This is normally a topic that's a snoozer. In the year 2010, it will be the election issue. America is a banana republic in all but name now. We have long-term incumbents. We have corruption so blatant you don't even notice it. Spending going up, taxes going up, and debt's exploding. The result is clear for all to see. You have an economy in free fall, unemployment going up to double-digit rates, and citizens and corporations are voting with their feet. They have been leaving the state for years. But it has not always been like this in Connecticut. Connecticut has a long, long history of innovation. Think all the way back to Eli Whitney, the insurance industry, Goodyear, as well as, yes, hedge funds. Each of these and many more have brought untold prosperity to people around the world. And the reason they were able to do this is that the voters knew that their futures and their children's futures were intricately tied to low taxation, low spending, and low regulation. They made sure it happened. Today, the voters have no say. Governance is by the entrenched power and independence of the state. You pay the bill by people who have forgotten the Golden Rule in all its forms. 30 years ago, Connecticut had the 17th lowest tax rate per capita in the nation. Today, number 3 highest. Now, I spent the last 3 months looking at those numbers, trying to figure out where all money go, and I still can't figure it out. But apparently it wasn't enough. Because over that 30-year period of time, Connecticut has racked up $75 billion. That's not local, that's not national, that is $75 billion in various forms of state debt in your name. That's equivalent to about 1/3 of the current Connecticut GDP, or about $55,000 per household. And ask yourself right now, are you the average household? If you're above average, your bill's going to be higher. Now, what has our 10-year incumbent treasurer, Denise Napier, Democratic Party, the chief financial officer of the state of Connecticut, what has she done about this? Health benefits, $24 billion. It's not said a word. And to this day, it remains unfunded. $24 billion bill coming your way and 0 assets in the bank. Well, surely she did something with spending and debt. Yes, she did. She increased it. She proposed, and the Democratic legislature approved, a $2 billion pension benefit obligation bond. That was done in order to help shore up some of the pension underfunding. That came into the pension in the beginning of 2008, just in time for the market crash. Most of those assets are gone. You still owe that $2 billion bond. So what about those pensions? The number one impact a treasurer can have, for good or for bad, is how they manage the pension funds, because it directly impacts the level of taxation and the future benefits, which, as has been pointed out by Andy, are contractual. $27 billion underfunding. Denise Napier came into Hartford 10 years ago riding on an ethical bandwagon. Her principal ethical achievement was the imposition of a chief investment officer for the pension funds. Good. Curious then that she's left it vacant for half the time she'd been in office. And when it wasn't vacant, it's been staffed by people that, shall we say, could be easy to control. What was she doing? She was pursuing social, political objectives. Not once, not twice, but 3 times has she proposed and hosted a UN climate conference, as all treasurers do. The result is massive underperformance. Now she will tell you she did well, but she's going to compare herself to her own benchmark. Compare her to her very low bar state pension plan managers across the country. And she's underperformed. That's a very easy hurdle, and she underperformed it. That's cost to you. How about the slightly higher bar corporate pension fund managers? Underperformed them too. And both of these are fairly low bar. Let me put it in cold, stark terms. 1999, Denise Napier comes in. Collective pension fund value, $18.5 billion. 2009, 10 years later, collective value of the pension fund, $18.5 billion. And inflation and liabilities have been rising the entire time. Oh, by the way, this includes that $2 billion bond. That's quite a trick. Rip Van Winkle could have shown up on his first day at work in 1999, put your money, and it is your money, in the average common stock, bond, and money market fund, and gone to sleep for 10 solid years, and generated $6 billion more in return by taking less risk. That's about $1 billion a year for every year Denise has been in office. And that's not because of bad timing or bad markets. That's because of Denise Napier's decisions. Wish I could earn $1 billion a year. But I'll tell you what I have earned. In my professional investment career, because I'm not a politician, but in my professional investment career in London, I worked for Citibank and UBS. I was a global equity strategist. We helped turn around net new money flows and assets under management by a total of $15 billion in a bear market after the prior management actually lost money in a bull market. More recently in America, on a smaller scale, I've moved into entrepreneurial alternative money management. Amongst other things, I called the crash of 2008 14 hours in advance, my luckiest call ever. But then I saw what was coming, and I shepherded as many people as I could, roughly 200, through the rocky waters in the fourth quarter for free, because it was the right thing to do. No one knew where to turn. Those who actually did invest in my fund earned 13%. I did not come here tonight to scare you. I came tonight to offer myself up for public service in order to help save us all. The point is, for lack of a better word, fiscal conservatism is good. Fiscal conservatism is right. Fiscal conservatism works. Fiscal conservatism unleashes the spirit of innovation and helps you reclaim your prosperity. By reforming a pension plan that is the most underfunded plan in America, with professional investors, not career bureaucrats. By pursuing asset growth, not excuses, not lawsuits for investments that go bad, and not social political objectives. Asset growth. And third, being a very vocal advocate for zero state debt in all its forms. Because debt is bondage. For the absence of debt is freedom. Fiscal conservatism is the mark of an enlightened individual. It is nothing more than the founder's classical liberalism in modern form. And fiscal conservatism, mark my words, will not only help save us today in Connecticut, but may one day also help save that other bankrupt organization we call the United States government. My name is Andy White, and I'm thinking about running for Connecticut State Treasurer in 2010. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to your comments. Thank you.